So yeah, guys, Justa here. So I'm an enterprise SDR at Confluent. I've been with the company for a year and a half, joined at Series C, and now, we are post IPO. During that time, I was top SDR EMEA in 2020. After 10 months, I had my promotion from commercial to the key accounts team. My subject today, as James said, will be champion building and the importance of mentors when it comes to your career progression. A key theme I will be covering is MEDDIC, which is a sales methodology. I'm sure most of you are aware of it, and if you're not, a great book I recommend is by John McMahon called The Qualified Sales Leader. MEDDIC stands for metrics, economic buyer, decision criteria, decision process, identifying pain, and C for champion. Thanks for the exclamation marks, guys. I can see you can hear me. So regardless of whether or not your organization follows MEDDIC as a sales methodology, there are some crucial things that you can take away from the methodology internally. As an SDR, you get so focused on what's going on now externally with customers and clients and external stakeholders that actually you forget the fact that internal stakeholders, especially within the SaaS organization, are crucial when it comes to your career. One of the key things that I'd like to also touch on is the importance of having strong internal branding before I jump into the MEDDIC topic. So I suppose let's start from there. It's so key to have strong internal branding. When someone mentions your name, how do you want to be perceived? This is in parallel to your results, but equally as important when it comes to promotions. So yes, focus on results, but also think of ways to stand out from day one. And when I say day one, I mean day one. A good example would be organizing internal and external events, talks, bringing in senior leadership to speak to the teams, building relationships with subject matter experts, for example, SEs. Get them to come in and present to the team various topics on the product, etc. When I joined, one of the key things that I did was I'd shadow calls. Any call I could get my hands on, I would shadow. I joined internally as an SDR. I would find some time to sit on sales engineering calls, ask the best performing customer success managers to shadow their calls, and actually understand the post-sale relationship, because that is so key. Then once you've got that built up and you're approaching a time where you feel like you could be ready to have a promotion or a conversation about the promotion, there are key things that you should be looking at. And this isn't just speaking from my own experience, but so many people I know that are working within top SaaS vendors right now in the UK and Europe in general also have been seeing success by following this approach. So number one, understand who plays what role and why are they important when it comes to your promotion. For example, for your next role, who's the EB, who's the economic buyer? In other words, who is making decisions when it comes to your hiring? Who's got the power to say yes to you? Who will be your champion? Who will be your coach, etc., etc. Number two, find a champion who is close to your EB. In the case of, let's say an SDR to an AE promotion, I'd say, build a champion in the person who will be your direct manager, your regional sales director, for example. Understand their pain, their metrics, decision process from them, and everything you need to do in your power to build a relationship with them, do it. The best way, to give you guys some practical advice, so the best way to go about this isn't to ask for their time if you don't already have a relationship with them. It's actually, go to them with something in return, whether that's kind of offering them to support their current team when it comes to pipeline generation, finding new accounts. If you want that promotion, you will find extra time in the day to do this. Be different, do what no one else is doing, get on their radar, get on that first call with them, with your champion, with your potential champion, with a PG plan, and offer them to help. You can also then use a champion to understand different pain points, not just their direct pain points, but also the EBs, your economic buyers pain points, what's important to them, how do you stand out, etc., etc. The other thing I would say is never stop building that relationship, even if the role is not available yet. Whether that's you asking your champion to involve you on their team calls, their forecast calls, deal review calls, general training sessions. One thing I will say is be there, turn up, show them you care, because you do. And then number three, I'd say without overstepping your champion, build a relationship with your EB. go to the EB, for example, your VP of sales, and go to them with an offering. So look, I've built a relationship with my champion. You know, this, I understand from my champion that this is your current pain. This is how I can help. Let's have a conversation. Let's have an introduction. Number 4, if there is a role, qualify with metrics, qualify by understanding the decision process, but use your champion to do this. Use your champion to understand any blockers that are in your way. You know, ideally your champion by this point will have so much trust in you and they'll want you to be part of their team that they'll openly and honestly tell you what blockers there are in your way, whether that's, you know, no hiring budget, whether it's timelines, whether the SDR organization is not being able to hire fast enough, etc., etc. By the way, I'm working from home, guys, and I do have my flatmate coming back and the dogs are at home, so they will go crazy in a second. So I'll try and wrap up quickly. I could talk about this for literally hours because, you know, I'm so fascinated by process. But the other key thing that I wanted to mention is, of course, you know, champion building is crucial. It really is. But without a mentor, it's super difficult to get far, super difficult. So there is one thing that I'd like to highlight, and that's, you know, the importance of having a really strong and successful mentor from a very early stage of your career. As early as month 1, I had a mentor. My mentor is Lee Wright at Confluent. He's an enterprise sales director here. Your mentors don't have to be, you know, in sales, but it has to be someone you trust, someone who's done well, someone who knows what they're doing. It's difficult to progress as an individual without a mentor. And, you know, they help you think straight. They help you cover points you didn't think of. They help you highlight potential risks, but also they motivate you. So key things to take away is the importance of following a sales process internally, understanding how crucial it is to have a seriously close relationship with your champion. And then lastly, you know, find yourself a mentor, find yourself more than one mentor. And yeah, that will be the end of my 7-minute talk. Thanks a lot, guys. I'm sorry about the dogs. Working from home.